Surfskate tracks on a platform deck with brackets. Does it make sense, or is it just like putting pineapple on pizza? Ugh, let's find it out. Hi, I'm Giovanni from Italy, and this is my channel LDP Pizza. I finally have this set up with all my boards. Let's take a step back and see where it all originated. A few months ago, at the end of 2024, Loaded launched a Surfskate version of their Fathom and Tangent, let's say LDP decks. I don't have them, but I got Z brackets on my Pantheon Bandito, that is roughly the same size as a Fathom, and I call it the Bandit Home, or maybe Fat Dito. And it's fun, it's quite portable. It's comparable to a Pantheon Trip, that's my short distance commuter. And since I have it, and I also have some surf skates, I took out the CX truck, which comes in a set, so the front truck, rear truck, and wheels, to try it out if it fits, because obviously people have already tried to mount the CX truck, especially the front one, on dropped decks to make a dropped surf skate. But there is a problem, the wheelbite. This truck has a much tighter turning radius, so once you mount the wheels, you can try to mount it on a drop deck, like this one, that is a Zenith double drop, the AB. And yeah, it fits statically. But as soon as you ride it, it goes into wheelbite very easily, because this truck is designed for extreme turning, and the deck isn't designed for that. So the Z brackets have a narrower profile here, and they are maybe a little longer, and they allow more movement of the truck. So getting back at our almost Fathom setup, am I surprised that Loaded released a Surfskate version of one of their boards? I would say no. They did it several times in the past, like with the Loaded Poke, but also the Omakase, the Bolsa 2 nowadays, and in the past for sure the Overland, and maybe other boards that I'm not thinking about right now. But the surprise for everybody was on a drop deck. So I will say, let's try them on, and I will leave the Surfskate wheels because I'm still scared of wheelbite. Anticipation, you're gonna hear it a lot of times in this video. So let's take the board and change the trucks. So the Surfskate version of the Bandit Home. How does it ride? Let's find it out. But still indoors, I found out that wheelbite. Even with 70mm Surfskate wheels, this board goes into full wheelbite. As you may guess, it's the shape of the board the problem. This board has like two little fenders that serve as a foot stop when you're riding LDP, and while riding normal RKP tracks is a little more limited than other boards, and with the Surfskate version is too limited. So I'm gonna do another magic pit stop, changing the board to my trustworthy Rocket Exodus, and voila! And now I have the Rocket Exodus Surfskate Edition. I'm gonna ride this. It doesn't look like it's gonna make wheelbite, but I will be extra cautious, and I wouldn't mount any bigger wheels. How does it ride? Let's find it out. This is actually the first time I'm riding the board with this setup in the park, and it feels super agile, super easy to pump, almost too easy to pump. The bushings are the same I use on my Surfskate, but they feel even softer. Avoiding a manhole is super easy. Carving is super easy. And you get quite a workout You can't go super fast, but you can go quite fast. You have tons of agility. You can make sharp turns. Okay, this is a medium turn. And you can pump uphill. Obviously pushing. It's quite stable. I would say almost as stable as a LDP platform setup. And you can pump uphill. This is actually uphill. And it's all fun and games until your foot slips and wheel bite, or probably a shoe bite, because I didn't had a foot stop and my foot was too close to the truck. And speaking of things that can stop you, yeah, here I hit a pebble because 70 millimeter wheels are prone to stopping suddenly if you get pebbles. But you can survive it, especially at low speeds like this one, and get on pumping. And now I want to test how sharp I can turn. Too sharp for my drone apparently, but in a second take it captured a very nice angle. This is still following mode in theory, but it switched from front to side. But let's get back to talking about the board and how it feels. It's super curvy, feels like a snowboard, almost. And then I also tried a sharp turn, a very cautious one at a slow speed and almost no style. But it's something, and I think it has potential. It's very different from a bottom turn with a surfskate, and also you don't have a kicktail on this board. But it's nice. And speaking of tight turns, I wanted to do an experiment. If the front CX truck is very happy in a zero position, like flat under your board, or in this case on the Z bracket, the rear CX truck, that is a TKP, a very good TKP truck, can be wedged or dewedged. I already experimented that on my Surfskate. And for this, I will swap the rear Z bracket for an adjustable DR. The same could be done with a glass drop, but I don't have a glass drop. And this way you can wedge the truck, so give it more angle and more turning. So with even more turning, this board feels super curvy and quite unstable. I quickly realized that this way you can practice being the most hated snowboarder that takes all the slope, even if you are not on the slopes. And also, wedging your rear truck can simulate having a shorter board. So this Rocket Exodus platform is at least 4 inches, 10 centimeters longer than the Fathom, and 2 inches or 5 centimeters longer than the Tangent. So I think both loaded setups will get something in between this and the previous setup in terms of agility and tight turning radius. Wedging the rear truck was a fun experiment, but I wouldn't say it's needed. And since we made wedging, now let's de-wedge. Less angle, less turny truck, more stability, and theoretically more speed. This is the most LDP basic decision you do on a board, probably. And obviously it works even on a CX setup. You get more top speed and the video seems even faster than the reality. I would say I'm not convinced, however, that it's a good idea, because this setup is meant to be playful, curvy, and some of this feeling was taken away by dewedging the rear CX truck. So if I wanted to go fast, I probably just mounted back the Paris V Freeze with orangutan caguamas on this board, because I never tried that. And I wanted to compare how turny, how snowboardy it feels with a symmetrical Paris track at 50 and 50 angle, because I'm pretty used to ride these and other bracket boards in a heavily asymmetrical LDP setup with torsion tails and other stuff. And this setup felt kind of sluggish, but also the 85 millimeter wheels felt so good on pebbles and little things. It can be pumped, but it's more lower frequency, more intense movements. However, once you get some speed, it's still curvy. You can carve it. It's a more of a slow down carve versus an acceleration surf skate carve. You can still do your tight turns, and if you don't hit the drone, they gave you really nice shots. And drawing some conclusions, I would say this is still the setup I will choose for distance, because bigger wheels have their efficiency and safety advantages. The platform is quite low and super stable to push. And as pumping, symmetrical setups can be pumped too, just like a loaded Vanguard. So, final thoughts about my LDP bracket board Surfskate experimentation of today. It's more fun than I expected, but I wouldn't do it as my main board, especially not for racing anything timed, but for fun, especially in the winter. It's really nice. And 70mm wheels are pretty okay. I have just to be cautious about my foot placement and also the bolt coming loose in the CX track after a lot of riding, because this track moves in a more rotational way compared to an RKP that doesn't come loose by itself. This does it. You maybe use some tread locker. I didn't try it yet. But yeah, overall it's a positive experience. But I want my Rocket Exodus back into a more fast setup, and also my CX track back on my Surfskate. So let's combine them with the Black Friday. Yeah, I know it was quite a bit of time ago, but that's the timing of my videos. And you get shipping. Yep! Can you guess what's inside this box? Reveal, partial reveal. I brought a tangent deck, Surfskate Edition. Yeah, with blue wheels, because it has its story and it's a heavy discount. It will be in a new video, but just to highlight the odd shape of the deck that acts like a footstop, but also I suspect has more space for the wheel to fit the 80mm wheels with the CX on the Z brackets. So enough for today. See you in the next video. Bye. Hey, I almost forgot, I also filmed a quick Surfskate comparison with the same CX tracks, wheels, bushing, everything. I'm not a fan of going all out as fast as possible on my Surfskate, but yeah, just for the sake of comparison. And I would say it feels different, mainly due to the feet placement and having a kicktail. And also the same bushing, I don't know why, but they feel harder under the Surfskate. It's kind of counterintuitive. However, you can pump, you can still do the annoying snowboarder thing if you want with your Surfskate. I just probably carried less speed this time. And what more can I say? Thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a like. And if you are into LDP and maybe surf skating, consider subscribing to the channel, because new videos are coming. They will be both LDP, but the next will be still surf skating. So until the next one, bye.